This is the show talking about what you want to know, what you need to know, and part of Wolf Boom Radio's mission to use our voice to build our community. The all-new Delaware County Today, presented by Muncie Community Schools. Now on WMUN, the Talk of Muncie. Here's your host, Director of News Operations and lead morning anchor, Steve Lindell.
Thank you, Tom Campbell. People are still talking about the weather, especially when we have melting going on. Local news summary hits at about 8:21. Bottom of hour, just say Judd. Mr. Fisher is coming into the video studio. We will not talk about his hunting channel, though. That is something. Actually, I probably will bring that up because it's actually pretty good. Steve Lindell here in our video studio on the campus of Wolf Boom Radio on the south side of Muncie, Indiana, USA. Let's go immediately to the weather. It impacts everybody. Let's get it from WMUN's Paul Poteet.
Going to melt some more snow today in east central Indiana. I think we could get to 48. We did get to 40 yesterday. 48 today. Warmest temperature that we've had since the first half of January. Low tonight of 26. We will take a step back on Wednesday and Thursday. High temp of about 36 on Wednesday. Maybe a few more clouds around. Mostly cloudy Thursday, 38. But then on Friday, we're back to 41, partly sunny. Taking the rain out of the Saturday forecast, and the high should get to 45. There might be a few spotty showers on Sunday. Otherwise, a high of 47, and it looks like we are into the mid-upper 40s all of next week. That's your expanded look at the weather this morning. Now more from Steve.
All right, and the mayor, Dan Ridenour, is in our WMUN video studio on the south side of Muncie, Indiana, US of A. Hello, Mr. Mayor. How are you today?
I am doing well.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I made my first mistake. Now the microphone is on. That's a me thing. Hi.
Hi. Good morning, Steve.
See, I'm not good at the hot mics. I got to make sure I have more of them on simultaneously. So how are things? How's life? How's mayordom?
Mayordom is going well.
Yeah?
Well, I'm thrilled that yesterday we hit 40. Today we're hitting 48. I'd love for some of this snow to melt, make life a lot more fun. But I very much appreciated the sun. Having some sunshine makes a big difference here in the winter months.
I'm going to be doing cold smoked steaks in our backyard this afternoon. I dug out our grills a couple of days ago, so that sun took care of some of that snow. It's been a while since I've been out there to do some meat in the backyard, so I'm looking forward to that. You're talking about the snow. Let's start with that. It's obviously topical. Review the status of how we performed, City of Muncie, in the wake of that humongous snowstorm.
Well, it was the largest we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
So we received more positive comments after the work by our Public Works, our streets department, than I can remember as mayor. So I think people were overall very pleased. It was extremely cold, so such a challenging situation for the street department to be in, mainly because the salt doesn't have the impact that you want it to have when you have wind chills of minus teens and temperatures of -1 and 2, and it just makes it a real challenge. So they did a great job. I'm really proud of them, and we have shared a lot of the positive emails and voice messages that we've received with the Public Works Department.
There's no way that anybody could have been prepared to totally, completely for any and all of that, because there were so many things smacking all of us at the same time. One of the items that a listener, we talk about who's going to be on the show tomorrow, and they invite listener questions, asked me to ask you about this morning was sidewalks. I think, if I remember right, the ordinance, the rules on it is you're responsible for the sidewalk that is in front of your home or business. I think I have that right. But there's a lot of sidewalks that are public type sidewalks, the High Street Bridge. I've seen a lot of folks having to walk in the street, like Madison Street. In these warmer days, people have been getting out more, but tell us about how that stuff is best handled and mitigated as we move forward.
Well, we'll just start with Madison Street. That's a real challenge because of some utility work, the sidewalks don't even exist on the west side. They will be put in again. They will be put in new this spring. So that's a real challenge. And so there was really nothing that the property owners could do on that side. But yeah, it is the responsibility of the homeowner and or the business owner. For public properties, we like High Street Bridge. We're doing construction work on that anyway. In that area, some additional sewer lines. There are 3 sewer lines that meet at that intersection, and that work is ongoing. So we made a decision to utilize our resources in another area because it's essentially closed. One lane is what's open, which allows a little bit safer walking opportunity for people.
All right, let's get on to the State of the Community, which will be the newly named and larger event that used to be the State of Muncie. Why did you decide to expand it? And if you could tell us again, who's going to be there talking that day in March?
Yeah, so we decided we had some conversations last fall, and Stephen and I
Stephen Brand.
Stephen Brand,
sure.
Yes.
All right.
We had talked about, is there some, maybe there's a way where we can promote not only what's going on that are some of the good things and upcoming items for the city, but maybe there was a way that the county could do it. And rather than have their own, we decided it was most cost effective to do it in a joint effort. So they're paying half the cost, we're paying half the expense. It'll be at Horizon Convention Center, and we'll be standing at podiums next to each other, and we'll kind of, each topic we'll get into, and we're real excited to share not only the good things in the city of Muncie, but the good things that are going on in Delaware County. We are seeing a lot of positives, and we want to accentuate those, and looking forward to having this nice little conversation with Stephen and I to share that with the community.
And again, that is a March. Do you have the date memorized yet? March?
That is March 5th.
Sounds about right. We're going to look that up. I don't know. I don't have it in front of me, but it's March
5th.
And you do need to look for free tickets, right? You do have to register to go.
You do have to register. It is free. So, it's free to attend.
Yeah.
It's not free. We're going to be paying for the food, but the city and county will pay for that. But you do have to register. There is an Eventbrite location, and it's available through the city, I know that. And the county has it available as well.
All right, very good. Now let's get on to the next item. Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour in studio this morning. I'm Steve Lindell. This is WMUN's Delaware County Today. City Council meeting changes, and the first one last week or whatever, the first one under these new rule changes got animated. There's no doubt about it. And I was wondering if the rules that had been put in place by Council President would be the same for the next meeting and moving forward. What are you hearing from the Council President at this juncture?
Well, we haven't talked about this specifically. I did see him at another event, and I will see him again tonight. I could ask him at that point. These are his rules. The president sets those rules, and I know he did adjust putting the street address. He did adjust that rule from the first meeting to the second. I don't know if he's making any additional changes. What was nice about it is people got to, as always, they got to do it in the beginning, which I view as a positive, because you get to say your piece before any legislation goes through, where when people speak public comments at the end of the meeting, it's after the legislation has already been approved or denied, and they may not get their thoughts as represented. But it's the rules of the council. It's not my rules, and so I don't really know what he is planning for the next meeting. I would assume it's the same, but I do not know.
Okay, Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour in our video studio here on WMUN Wolf Boom Radio campus. One of the things of many that were covered in that meeting on the preceding Monday, Muncie police issues, salary and so on and so forth. What was dealt with there, please?
Yeah, so we did negotiate a new agreement with the police department, with the local police union, and with the FOP, and that was successful. And So as a result, you go to the council, they have to approve the agreement. So that was approved, and we're excited to once again support the public safety needs of our community and our officers.
They also talked about edit funds. What did they discuss and or move forward on there at the Muncie City Council meeting last time?
Thank you, Steve. There's an ordinance. It was brought forward in January and then approved at the February meeting that provided some additional appropriations. So essentially, I had saved a couple $1 million over the first 5 years. And I'm so glad I did, because Senate Bill 1 reduced our revenues, $1.4 million, from property taxes. So that was down 1.4. But this was putting $900,000 into the edit funds appropriations. So the amount that is received on an annual basis had already been appropriated through the budget, but I needed to have council's approval to take that out of cash from the edit funds and put that into the budget. So it helps pay for a lot of different items, and that's what it was for.
All right, Muncie Mayor Dan Ridenour, our guest on WMUN's Delaware County Today. We're getting closer to having Fire Station number 6 up and running. There's going to be an event this week, right?
Yahoo! We're so excited about that.
So are the firefighters.
I know. So the station has actually been finished for a while, but some of the furniture was delayed. And so that has all been delivered and is in place. And so we will be having an open house available to the public that they can tour the building from 3 to 5. At 3:15 or so will be a ribbon cutting. We're also blessing the station. There's a Station 6. It's right on MLK Boulevard and Highland, right on the corner, right in the city park. And it replaces the old Fire Station 6, which is up at up north on Centennial and MLK.
Next updates we're asking for is on housing. You've been on this program loads of times to talk about the progress that has been happening in and around Muncie and the nearby area. What's the latest? And you need spring to hit in order for some of this stuff to keep charging forward?
We have several things that are ready to move forward. I will say that Muncie and Delaware County have already grown. The Muncie MSA has already grown over 1,000 people in the first 4 years. And so there are people who will move here if there are opportunities. So we've worked hard. So we have some affordable going into play. We have some market apartments going into play. All of these are waiting for construction season, so in the spring. But there's 34 that are going to be going up in the Old West End. There's 38 that will be in the Thomas Park neighborhood. We've got 24 more going into the McKinley neighborhood. We have 54 to 60. That building keeps changing a little bit, right next to City Hall, that will be going up. And then we also have a new subdivision that will be going up at the corner of Morrison and Jackson, which will have 126 homes. That will probably be a year before those homes are being built, but they'll start putting in the streets and the infrastructure for that.
All right, we've got a lot to cover. We've covered a lot today. Anything we haven't touched on that you want to mention before we wrap the segment, Mr. Mayor?
No, I'm just curious how many steaks you're making tonight.
Well, just two. One for my beautiful wife, Nancy, and one for me. I mean, are you trying to invite yourself over? Is that what you just did there?
I'm just curious. Taking a survey.
You're deserving of some meat, Mr. Mayor. Thank you very much, Dan Ridenour, our guest, to open the program. Much more to come. Judd Fisher, bottom of hour, and a whole lot more through the hour on WMUN.
This President's Day, Pure Talk is honoring Jackson and Lincoln by offering unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data for just $25 a month. Meanwhile, Big Wireless is honoring Ben Franklin by charging families hundreds of dollars for the same 5G coverage. What? Franklin wasn't even a president. Hang on to those Benjamins. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and save 50% off your first month. That's pound 250, Mike Rowe, to switch to an American wireless company that's truly unprecedented. Pure Talk.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and Redfin is giving away $1 million home in an epic, never-been-done-before scavenger hunt on the Redfin app. It's called Redfin's Great American Home Search, presented by Rocket, and it kicked off today. The house is hidden in Redfin and Rocket's big game commercial, so watch it closely. Download or update the Redfin app to play. Solve the clues first to win. You've got until February 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to find your new home.
No purchase necessary. 50 U.S. D.C. must be age of majority. Visit thegreatamericanhomesearch.com for official rules.
Let's go!
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Want to hear more? Replays uploaded daily on WMUNmuncie.com. Now back to Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell, presented by Muncie Community School.
And let's dive into our local news summary now. One of the features we do every day on WMUN, these stories and more, airing on all of our stations in East Central Indiana and now on WMUN.
Last week, the U.S. House passed 5 of the remaining 6 appropriations bills to fund the government through the end of the fiscal year. 5th District Representative Victoria Spartz voted to advance the package after receiving a commitment to bring health care price transparency to the floor, but she shared in a release that she voted against final passage due to what she called continued pork fraud and waste in the legislation. Anderson Christian Center Executive Director Rob Spaulding joined yesterday's Anderson Journal Morning Show.
Organizations like the Christian Center, we will give out hundreds and hundreds of coats a year, and every coat that's donated will go out to somebody, will go on someone.
Oldies 101's Anderson Journal Winter Warm-Up, presented by Ivy Tech Community College Anderson campus, officially kicked off yesterday. New and gently used coats can be donated at drop-off boxes at locations listed on our website. Cancer Support Community Indiana says they are thrilled to announce a night of laughter and entertainment at a comedy fundraiser later this year.
That event is called Laughing Matters, and it will feature...
Do you know anyone? Are you single? Do you have a brother? Does your brother have a brother? I guess that would be
award-winning comedian Eliza Schlesinger. That will happen June 6th at Clues Hall on Butler University's campus. Tickets go on sale to the general public this Friday. It's sponsored by Lilly, and it's what organizers call a unique way to bring the community together for a night of laughs and giving back to those in need. John Herrick, Network Indiana.
The Ball State women's basketball team is at Eastern Michigan tonight, 6:30 p.m. They're 19-5 overall and 10-1 in the MAC. The game and all of them are on WMUN radio. An award-winning author is coming to speak at Ball State University.
John Meacham, who, as you said, is a Pulitzer Prize-winning author.
That's President Jeffrey Mearns.
On March 31st in Pruce Hall. It's in the evening. I don't know whether it's 6 or 7 o'clock.
Meacham will speak about his book, The Soul of America, The Battle for Our Inner Angels.
We all need to do a better job to find a way to build bridges across the issues that divide us in our community and in our country. So I'm interested to hear his thoughts in regard so that, like you, I can be someone who builds a stronger, more unified community.
Free tickets in advance. Check with BSU. With the filing deadline passed, here's some of what we know about the May 5th primary voting. The 5th Congressional District will be busy. Incumbent Republican Victoria Spartz seeking a third term being challenged by Scott King. A total of 7 Democrats are seeking that nomination. State Senator J.D. Ford, Deborah Pickett, Stephen Avitt, Jackson Franklin, Phil Goss, Tara Nelson, and Dylan McKenna. The Muncie Arts and Culture Council invites community members to help shape the future of arts and culture in Muncie through upcoming focus groups. In-person meetings scheduled today at noon, 5:30 and 7:30 p.m. and Wednesday at same times. Online focus groups will be February 18th at 6 and 8 p.m. More info on our free munciejournal.com. Another Winter Olympic cycle means another surge in popularity for curling.
USA Curling airs spots during the Olympics that highlight links to local clubs that people can follow, and that helps drive traffic to us. And so it's hard to overstate the importance of the exposure we get nationally during the Olympics.
That's Jim Puckering, the president of Anderson's Circle City Curling Club, from the Oldies 101 Anderson Journal Morning Show. With the filing deadline passed, here's some of what we know about the May 5th primary voting. No challenger for Democrat Sarah Gullion for State Rep District 34 race to replace Sue Arrington. She will face one of the following Republicans: Richard Ivey, Randall McAllister, Chris Walker, or Tim Overton. IMPD says they're investigating the discovery of a man's body in a burned-out vehicle as a homicide.
The call coming in early Sunday afternoon for Indianapolis fire crews. They were the first to the scene of a vehicle that was burning in an alleyway on the city's near northwest side. When a man's body was found inside that vehicle, police were called in for assistance. Officers say the person inside the 2013 Honda Civic had injuries consistent with trauma. IMPD is treating this case as a homicide. Contact them or Crime Stoppers if you have more information. Jarrett Lewis, Network Indiana.
Wolf Boom Radio reporter Brett Busby caught up with an Anderson leader about a generous donation made last week.
When Animal Protection League of Anderson was gifted $7,500 from Jingles, APL board president Gwen Clark told us why the shelter welcomed the support.
We are overpopulated 95% of the time, I would say.
She said Indiana law requires spay and neuter before a pet can be adopted out. Brett Busby, Wolf Boom Radio News.
Monroe Central girls basketball plays for the 1A Regional against Carroll on Saturday. Madison County girls teams in the regional competition include Alexandria, LaPel, and Pendleton Heights. We'll have LaPel's game live on our Oldies 101. Anderson firefighters rescued 4 cats from a fire that destroyed a home on Rabel Avenue last week. The Herald Bulletin says residents were able to escape the fire, but the cats stayed inside. Firefighters arrived and saved the day. Damage to the house estimated at $40,000. More local every day on our free wolfboomnews.com.
You know that state highway you're driving on? We built that. That hospital you take your sick child to? We built that. That gas that heats your home? That drinking water you find so refreshing, the electricity that turns your lights on, we built that. Hi, this is Sean Beatty, Union President for LiUNA Labor's Local 1112. Our labor's impact on East Central Indiana often goes unnoticed. We may have dirty hands, but we have clean money. And we reinvest that money to build our community stronger. Go to LiUNA1112.org. Feel the power with LiUNA.
Every hour of every day, Fox News Radio is there with the latest breaking news and information you rely on.
This is a Fox News alert.
I'm Lisa Brady.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
With Fox News correspondents around the globe.
At the White House, Simon Owen in London.
On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The news that matters most to you. The top headlines, all in one place. America is listening to Fox News Radio.
Updates hourly on the Talk of Muncie, the new WMUN.
This year, feel better with the right mattress. Mattress Firm sleep experts will match you with a supportive mattress, like the Tempur-Pedic Adapt. Its unique material absorbs motion and delivers support to help alleviate aches and pains. Upgrade to a Tempur-Pedic and get next day delivery. Shop Mattress Firm's President Day sale and save up to $500 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets. They make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. Next day delivery available on select mattresses and subject to location. See store for more details.
When it's time to replace your appliances, Lowe's has you covered. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. And members get more like free delivery, haul away, basic installation and parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan where you spend $2,500 or more on select major appliances. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 2/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Florida. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowes.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
Live, weekdays from 8 to 9 a.m. with replays later. This is the Daily Delaware County Today with Steve Lindell.
Looking at part of our studio right now. Inside it is my next guest, Judd Fisher from the Ball Brothers Foundation. We are here to talk about the incredible things that they are doing in our midst, behind the scenes and on the front lines. Judd, it's always a pleasure to see you. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, Steve. Thanks for having me.
Let's talk about grant making. It is one of your specialties at the Ball Brothers Foundation. Looking ahead, let's talk to the people and tell them what is ahead there.
Thanks, Steve. Yeah, we just got our new payout number for 2026, and we're going to be able to pay out into the community just over $9 million. So we're excited about that, just a little bit more than last year. We've already done some budgeting and have most of that scheduled out. But, we've been around since 1926 when the foundation was started with a total of $3 million in assets. And now we're up to about $220 million, and we pay out about 5% of that every year. So we're really excited about the amount we will be putting into the community this year. And we have some larger grants we're still paying off. Camp Crosley, YMCA Camp Crosley, their dining hall, we put a grant into that last year, multi-year, so we're paying some of that off. And we still have Performing Arts Center we're paying off for Ball State, that we're helping deploy dollars for that. Pretty excited about that when it gets finished, and the new hotel that's attached to that.
Yeah. That's a wow. There's a lot of wows going on. And as far as the way these grants are set up, this is not short-term stuff. You set them up in forever sort of ways, don't you?
Yeah, we are a foundation that is set up in perpetuity, just a long-term organization. So that's why we stick to the 5%, which is the IRS rule.
Okay.
So we do that, so we'll be able to be here for good times and bad, and be able to put a good deal of dollars back into the community. For
this is
great,
Judd Fisher's our guest on WMUN's Delaware County Today. I'm Steve Lindell. We're in our video studio here on the south side of Muncie. This is Judd's first visit into the video room. How you feeling about it so far?
Feels good. It's a little different than the last time without the video, but it's just fine.
You did comb your hair today. We thank you for that. He always does. Projects in the pipeline. That verbiage is on my notes. Let's talk about the kinds of things looking forward that the Ball Brothers Foundation is working on and about.
Yeah, we have some exciting things that we're looking at this year. One of our big-time interests has been outdoor learning and nature play. We believe a lot in the power of play and engaging in nature. So we did a visit to several organizations last fall with about just over 40 people. The places we visited were the YMCA Mitchell's Wonderwoods, MCS's Camp Adventure, where the Montessori school has started up there for the Muncie Community Schools. Daleville Schools has an incredible outdoor learning area outside their school. Red Tail Land Conservancy's Dutro Ernst Woods, great place to take a walk. The Nature Lab at Ball State right there in Christie Woods. So we went to all those places, but we're looking at doing more grants there and kind of beefing that up a little bit so that there's that outdoor learning and nature play opportunity for the community.
You said there's power in play. What do you mean by that? The power of learning and playing together.
Yeah, I think, obviously being in a classroom is important, but also being able to go outside and learn new things, learn about the way nature, just the different things in nature take place, learn about the trees, the grass, the dirt, everything like that. Those are important things, but it's a way that kind of highlights the things that most kids when they're in a classroom aren't getting today. There's a lot of screen time. We're trying to draw away from that, but it's just a kind of a place to go out and learn and kind of satisfy that wonder of the outdoors.
It's different when you can touch it so many times. This is Judd Fisher from the Ball Brothers Foundation in focus today on WMUN's Delaware County Today. You believe at the Ball Brothers Foundation in sports and recreation and the benefits of having youth sports being a very important component to our community. Let's talk about that for just a minute if we could.
Sure, Steve. We did a convening not long ago at Mad Jack's in conjunction with John Anderson of the Muncie Sports Commission.
Good guy.
Yeah, he's a backbone organization, kind of clearinghouse for a lot of the sporting events, things like that. But we brought a bunch of people together, again, another about 40-plus people. There were athletic directors, there were league and rec leaders, recreation leaguers, city officials at the meeting. And we're trying to figure out from our end what we would like to be able to fund in that area because of the importance of sports. We've learned through some studies, the George and Francis Ball Foundation, another foundation here in town.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the Ball legacy organizations. They had some stats that came out about attendance for people that were doing for students who are doing extracurricular things at school, and especially sports. And it's literally, it was about 30% difference in attendance higher for children that were participating in sports. So that is so important to be able to keep those kids in class. So there's grit, determination, those types of things. Those are so important, I think, and so we're trying to be able to find ways to fund that a little bit more.
Judd Fisher is our guest on WMUN's Daily Delaware County Today on WMUN. One of the other notes I saw that you had provided about those discussions that you had recently about the Muncie sports, youth sports, and so on and so forth, was, according to participants, there are challenges compounded by the shortage of volunteers and coaches, and even the sharing of information. On that last part, make sure when you're talking to John Anderson and all the rest that they tell us, because that's what we do. But what about these shortages of volunteers and coaches?
We heard that a lot at the convening recently. There's just not as many volunteers. That's throughout nonprofits throughout the country.
Mm-hmm.
So that's so important. And then, excuse me.
You're okay.
And then the coaches, there's a great need for coaches, and especially, kind of training coaches up to understand how to coach. So those are the types of things that we heard, and we are really interested in trying to help out with that.
All right. When you need help from us, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're more than happy to make certain that people know within our community what the needs are, and just that dialogue is always open on our end. One of the other things that you're working on even more is called the Excellence in Teaching Award, actually plural, awards. Tell us some more about that, if you would.
That's where we recognize teachers in the community, superintendents. They're the ones that we reach out to. They bring the teachers forward to us. A group of community members tried to do the judging for us, and then we pick the winners.
All right, this is WMUN's Delaware County Today, wrapping up our segment with Judd Fisher from the Ball Brothers Foundation. More coming in just a moment on WMUN.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. South Bend International Airport set an all-time annual passenger record in 2025 with more than 1.1 million ticketed airline passengers traveling through the airport. That surpasses the previous record set 28 years ago. The milestone continues a 5-year trend of year-over-year passenger growth and represents a 23.5% increase compared to 2024. New jobs in Northeast Indiana. The Fort Wayne Redevelopment Commission has approved an agreement supporting Sweetwater's growth plans. The company says rising customer demand is creating the need for more distribution space. Sweetwater's latest campus expansion expected to create 300 jobs. More big numbers. Indiana Donor Network says it helped save more than 1,200 lives in 2025. That's just shy of what would have been a 10th consecutive record year. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar. Because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, invest in connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures. Visit elevateventures.com.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
You remember listening to him.
The kick by Jackson, it is up and good, a 20-yard field goal. It's down to the 5-yard line, touchdown in the end zone. They've taken the lead.
And taking in his love for this community.
Over the years, I've gotten to know the boys and girls who are athletes
and they go on and are very successful.
And today, we hope to help local student athletes achieve that success. Hi, I'm Kirk Darling, Sports Director for Wolf Boom Radio. Myself and all of us at Wolf Boom are honored to carry on the legacy of Maury Manny's. This spring, we'll be awarding the Maury Manny's Scholarship to one male and one female high school student athlete, both in Madison and Delaware counties.
Maybe one of these young people will go on and do great things.
It's been said many times, high school athletics are part of a complete education, and no one understood that more than Maury Manny's. The Maury Manny's Scholarship, another way Wolf Boom Radio is helping lift up East Central Indiana.
Listen to Delaware County Today on Alexa. Just enable the skill, then say, Alexa, play WMUN. Now back to Steve Lindell.
I'm bringing up a video here during our presentation. It's a little small for the screen, but it says 1964, The Tribute, the ultimate Beatles experience. We are giving away tickets to that event at the Paramount Theater in Anderson. You can win them before you can even buy them. All you must do is go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/WMUN Muncie. Easy to find. You can follow for updates and the instructions of how to have a chance to win those tickets listed right there on the Facebook page for WMUN. Let's get a snapshot of our day today.
It's February 10th, and this is your Fox Daily Snapshot. Today is the day we all deserve. It's National Umbrella Day. Whether to keep the rain off our head, block the sun, or simply as a fashion accessory, the umbrella may be one of the most practical inventions of all time.
Singing in the rain, just singing in the rain.
Also on this date, in 1933, the Postal Telegraph Cable Company delivered the first ever singing telegram. And the great tenor Luciano Pavarotti gave his final public performance during the opening ceremonies of the 2006 Winter Olympic Games in Turin, Italy. Pavarotti would pass away in 2007 from pancreatic cancer. If it's your birthday today, you share it with Olympic gold medalist swimmer Mark Spitz, born in 1950. Golfing icon, the great white shark Greg Norman, born in 1955. I'm CJ Papa. That's your Fox Daily Snapshot.
On WMUN, Muncie's talk radio station. The Power Hour is on every afternoon, 4 to 5. I think Jared Boomer was filling in yesterday for Mark Forster, 4 to 5. Sports talk and a whole lot more. Busy time always in sports and news coverage. We're proud to be in the middle of it for you. Next item this morning. Is there something new to worry about?
This is House Call for Health. A warning to those who enjoy water from plastic bottles. Buying bottled water isn't always cleaner or safer than tap. New research revealing most bottled water contains significantly more plastic particles than tap water. And it's the plastic bottle itself that's contaminating the water. Researchers finding the same plastics used to make the bottles and the caps floating inside. While the nanoplastic particles are so small you can't see them, they can enter a person's bloodstream, and in lab studies were even found to cross into brain tissue. Researchers say in every sip from bottled water you take, you're drinking between 2.6 and 11.5 million tiny plastic particles in each liter. The research published in Science of the Total Environment and conducted by Ohio State University is the first to directly compare bottled and tap water using technology sensitive enough to spot the microscopic invaders. For more health news, go to foxnewshealth.com. House Call for Health. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
The talk of Muncie. Steve Lindell here in our video studio with another important thing to talk about. We mentioned it just yesterday. We have a lot more information to share at this juncture about an upcoming Monday event that Meridian Health Services is going to do. It's free dental screenings and checkups. You can find out more on our free MuncieJournal.com. Mike Rhodes, editor-in-chief of that awesome publication, which is free for everybody. MuncieJournal.com, the business and more of Delaware County. So February the 16th, as we sit here right now, that is this coming Monday, 6 days from today, from 2 to 5 p.m. that day, the Meridian Health Service dental facilities will, through a partnership with Kids Give Kids a Smile, will have a nationwide initiative to provide children in need with quality oral health and education. So the Meridian campuses that have the dental help available includes Muncie, and that is the Muncie location on Tillotson Avenue. Meridian Dental is there in that beautiful building. I'll actually be there that day for a live-action broadcast on one of our radio stations. But again, the event, it runs that day from 2 to 5 p.m. There is also Anderson, Elwood, Marion, Portland, and Richmond spots of Meridian Health Services. They do want you to make an appointment. Walk-ins are welcome, but they'd like you to make an appointment to avoid wait times. There is an 800 number for you to call and make an appointment on the free dental exam. That, by the way, includes polishing, cleansing, and fluoride application. Here's that phone number. It's 866-306-2647. And just mention, Give Kids a Smile, free dental exam, and they'll make sure that you get all set up. Again, that's Meridian Health Services. It's an 866 number, 306-2647. Meridian Health Services is a huge part of Muncie and beyond, East Central Indiana, doing tremendous work in health and dental and mental care as well. Let's get on to our next subject this morning now. You may have missed this. The sentencing was last week.
This is Fox on Justice. 59-year-old Ryan Ruth was charged with attempting to assassinate President Trump. He will live the rest of his life behind bars. Federal Judge Eileen Cannon handing down a life sentence plus 7 years for gun charges, calling Ruth's actions premeditated, saying, quote, "You intended to kill and you would have achieved your goal without the brave Secret Service agent Furcano," referencing the agent who spotted the barrel of the gun Ruth was holding as the would-be assassin waited in a sniper's nest near the president's West Palm Beach Golf Club. The sentencing wraps up more than a year of legal proceedings and courtroom drama, including the shocking moment Ruth tried to stab himself in the neck with a pen after being found guilty on all 5 counts. During the 2-week trial, Ruth acted as his own attorney after being reprimanded for his courtroom inexperience and antics. Now, this is not the end of the legal road for Ruth. He still faces separate charges in Florida, including terrorism and attempted murder. Dana Marie McNichol, Fox News.
WMUN, an affiliate of Fox News Radio, updates right around the top of the hour, every day. I'm Steve Lindell, host of Delaware County Today. Jackson Jacoby producing in the Axia Command Center, doing a fantastic job. In our video studio, switching the video look right now so you can see the giant screen at the end of the hallway where I am seated. That is a replay video of yesterday's program. I was wearing a different colored shirt. Very proud that I've mixed up the visual components of that. It's just, the little stuff. The little stuff is what matters most as we play with buttons and we take care of all the other things that we need to share with you information-wise. Next item here, let's go with Valentine's Day. It is this Saturday, fair warning, and there's potential danger on your table.
Take a pause.
The Valentine chocolate in your home could be one big poisonous hazard for your pets.
We see especially dogs getting into chocolate. And on those 3 days surrounding Valentine's, our number of chocolate calls goes up pretty close to 20%.
Dr. Tina Wismer of the ASPCA's Pet Poison Control Hotline says cats shouldn't eat chocolate either, but they're not crazy for it.
They don't have sweet taste buds like you or I or the dogs do. So cats will sample a little bit of it, whereas dogs, they're going to eat the entire container of chocolate.
So say so long to your Godivas and hello emergency room, and the sooner you can get there, the better. The vet will most likely induce vomiting in your dog and use activated charcoal to absorb toxins. And you may realize it's easier to just keep chocolate out of the reach of your animals. Take pause. Jill Nato, Fox News.
Thank you very much. Great stuff. We are dog lovers at our house. We just went to the vet yesterday, and Dr. Boyce treated Buddy beyond expectations. Not a paid endorsement, not a sponsor, but they could be. Yeah, they could be. Switching cameras, making all sorts of switches here with my fingers as they are doing the walking. Watching our clock here, I do want to talk about what we have in store for you on radio. That is tonight, right? Hold on a second. I've got to make sure. Yes, it is tonight. Ball State basketball, the women on the radio at 6 p.m. airtime. That one and all the Ball State broadcasts are presented by Pride Mark Construction. We are also going to have a men's game for you tomorrow night as we sit here on the 10th day of February. The Ball State men play at 6:30 airtime on the 11th of February. And looking ahead for some high school action, we look at our Oldies 101. Shenandoah is at Lapel on the Friday the 13th. Scary. And then on Valentine's Day, Saturday, February 14th, Rensselaer will be at Lapel Girls. And again, that is on our Oldies 101. Let me talk about Oldies 101 just a little bit more again. While we were doing this program this morning, there was an event that happened at our Building 1B in physically Daleville, Indiana. That houses several of our Wolf Boom radio station studios, including Oldies 101. And that station, which has a morning program called The Anderson Journal, hosted by Zach Johnson and George Bremer. Zach and George put together a coat drive effort. It just launched yesterday. We mentioned it here on the show. But today, they had a special presentation to get the ball rolling even more. I think it was some of our Wolf Boom staff members that came together to make a sizable donation. I think there are pictures and or video floating around. They did that live on the radio, which is pretty darn cool because radio, of course, is the original social media. Oldies 101 efforting is warming up Madison County. The Anderson Christian Center is the benefactor for all of these coats. They tell us that every one of them will be put to good use. So new and gently used coats can be donated at a lot of locations in Anderson, Madison County. You can find that information on Oldies 101. Do that Google search and you'll be able to find your way through the interwebs and help out maybe. Just because you're in Muncie, Delaware County doesn't mean that you don't care about people in the nearby Anderson, Madison County. Of course you do, and we appreciate in advance your support and your help on that. Our WMUN weather always provided by meteorologist Paul Poteet. He says today should be close to 45-ish, maybe a couple of ticks higher on some bank thermometers. 26 in the morning and then 34 for Wednesday's high. The next biggest number is Sunday when it's 44, and on Monday, some might have the day off. It is President's Day. Should be sunny and 47 degrees. That'll be a nice way for a Monday to roll around. Final item this morning, Fox's Gernal Scott has more on the wealthiest African Americans in the U.S.
Celebrating Black History Month.
Look at the latest Forbes 400 list of U.S. billionaires. Alex Karp appears tied at number 74, worth $14.3 billion. Co-founder of software company Palantir, and right now, the wealthiest black person in the U.S. 3 other men are in the top 400. David Stewart, founder of Worldwide Technologies, is 98th at $12.4 billion. At $123 and $10 billion is Robert F. Smith, founder of Vista Equity Partners. In 2019, he told Morehouse College alumni in front of the HBCU's graduating class,
"My family is making a grant to eliminate their student loans."
Then there's number 389. Owner of the NBA's Charlotte Hornets at $3.8 billion. Oprah, Jay-Z, LeBron James, Tyler Perry fell just short of the $3.8 billion Forbes cutoff. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
And that'll do it for today's program. Janice Dean, not available. Again, she is resting and recovering and hopefully getting healthier by the moment. She suffers from severe multiple sclerosis. She shared that with us some time ago. It's no secret, and we certainly wish her the best, as hopefully she gets better soon and comes back to work with the Dean's List and so much more great coverage. There's a lot of good stories in our midst. Please tell us. Email WMUN@woofboom.com or call us 289-NEWS and leave a message. For Jackson Jacoby, my producer, Steve Lindell, have a great rest of your day.
Hey, it's Jonas Knox, and whether you're actively trading or planning for the long term, Webull gives you the tools to invest your way. Trade stock.